wanted to thank you for coming here, and
it's a great pleasure for me to be here. Thank you.
So I was wondering, what do you think about the general Nordics and Baltics regions in terms of startups, entrepreneurships? I mean, I don't think you're here for the first time, so what are your thoughts on the region?
You know, this is actually my first time in Helsinki. So I've spent a lot of time in other Scandinavian countries, but I'm really happy to be here for the first time. And just being here one day, just looking around the stage, looking at some of the other companies, I'm really impressed by the entrepreneurial energy and kind of the spirit I have here. I really feel like Helsinki may have some kinship with San Francisco, with the Bay Area. Maybe it's because there's fewer distractions here. You know, there's less other stuff to do than just work, that just build something great. So we're really looking forward to being here, to spending more time, to working with local developers and partners. We want the best designers and engineers in Scandinavia to help us build Evernote.
Building on that, how do you think the market in the US in terms of talent acquisition differs from in the US and Europe? Because from what we know is that it's becoming very, very hard to recruit people in the US, but in Europe there's still a lot of talent, and people actually undervalue themselves a lot here.
Well, so recruiting really talented people is very hard everywhere, because it might be easier to hire an average engineer in Europe, but we don't have any openings for average engineers, so we really only try to hire the best, and that's difficult everywhere. But it's easier for us than for a lot of companies, because almost everyone who comes to interview at Evernote wants to work there because they love Evernote, they want to build it, they want to help make it better. So I think companies like us is why it's so difficult for other companies to hire great people, because if I was running a bank or something and I was trying to hire engineers to make my internal software, I think it'd be very tough to compete with companies that people really love to work at. But we do hire all over the world. In Europe, in Asia, in the US, we're always looking for the best people, and the hardest people to find are really, really excellent designers and really excellent engineers, and hopefully someone who has both abilities together.
Okay, great. In that regard, you mentioned the Evernote business. Can you expand on that a bit? What it's going to be? Because a lot of people are asking that. Everybody's hearing about it, but can you tell us a bit more of what exactly it's going to be, and how can a business use it? How can a business fall in love with it?
Well, so 75% of our current users use Evernote at work. So they're already using it at work for work stuff. Our core customer is already the modern knowledge worker, right? It's someone who needs to balance out all of their professional information with their personal information and with family stuff all together. Like, our core user is someone who has who doesn't have big boundaries between work and personal life and someone together. So most of our users already use this at work. We have tens of millions of people that use Evernote at their jobs, but right now it's all unofficial. They all bring it in unofficially. So Evernote Business is really a way to improve the user experience at work, to make it much easier for you to share and collaborate with your coworkers, which right now is pretty difficult in Evernote, but that's getting a major redesign in the next couple of months. And it's a way for companies and administrators to actually be able to control that experience. So companies will be able to set up business notebooks and specify who has access to them and who owns them, and have a company ownership of business data, and then individuals can still have personal ownership of personal data. And we're launching that in December.
Great, looking forward to that. And you said a lot that Evernote is about expanding our memory and basically augmenting, the personality and the people. Are there any more, efforts somewhere in the pipeline, somewhere in the R&D hiding to, I don't know, maybe do some cybernetics or something like that, but something really cool in the future, so that it's not just for, notes and files and all those things, something which will really expand on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are working on, we're working very actively on several areas that really help you think. We really want Evernote to be augmented intelligence. So the goal is to make you smarter. So there's a lot of features that we just started releasing that have come out in the past couple of months that are just the tip of the iceberg, that relate things together, that give you additional information, that show you related notes, related information. That's coming a lot more. Plus we will be releasing other applications, other products that focus on other areas, not just memory. The first really big one of those is Sketch. So Sketch is really a way to communicate visually very nicely, and we're working to really tie those together much more closely. The goal of Evernote very much is to make you smarter, and it's very ambitious. it's too ambitious for us to ever build ourselves. That's why we have this API program, and more than 17,000 developers that are also working on various ways to make you smarter with Evernote, and we're going to keep investing in that. And in terms of cybernetics and implants and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to be the first in line. I love all that kind of stuff, so I really hope that we'll get there soon. But for now, our goal is to build very consumer-ready products. So everything we do is for a billion people. We don't want the products to feel high tech. We want the products to feel very, very comfortable, very natural. But myself and many of us at Evernote are big nerds, so I would be the first volunteer for any kind of neural implant.
All right. What do you think about this event, and general events like this, and how can they help startups to actually achieve their goals?
This is great. I think what the world economy needs more of is more entrepreneurship, and I really think that we are on the verge of a renaissance in Europe, in Asia, everywhere, of entrepreneurship, because it takes so much less in terms of investment to actually start making something great, that all you need is all you need is an idea for how to improve something, and a lot of hard work and a very good design sense, and that's the future of the economy. I think one way to think about it is more and more people shouldn't think about what company is going to give them a job. They should think about how are they going to make their own job. And I think events like this really further that. Not everyone should be an entrepreneur. Most people shouldn't be. But it's places like this where people can figure out whether or not it's really for them, and to kind of have that spark to decide to create their own opportunities.
Great. I think that's pretty much it. But another thing I heard some people wondering is, you said you're a big gamer. So which games do you actually play?
Well, I just bought a new PC, and I haven't had a PC in a few years, but I just bought one because I set up my home theater. So I spent it was a very complex plan that I started months ago, and everything's just coming, and the PC should arrive when I get back home. It should be there waiting for me, and the whole thing is so I can play. Now I'm completely blanking the name. It's all of the jet lag. No, it's the second version. It's set on Pandora, co-op, 4-player, RPG shooter. And all of your viewers are yelling out the name right now, and I'm completely blanking out on it. Very embarrassing. So I play mostly, when I have time, I love to play PC games, but it's been a few years. So on airplanes, I mostly play iPhone stuff. I'm playing Bad Piggies right now, and I think I almost have it completely finished. But that was just on one flight over here. I had about a 20-hour flight from San Francisco to here, so I got a lot of Bad Piggies play in. But the PC gaming is where I'm going to spend a few good weekends. Now I can't stop thinking about what the hell's the name of that game. This is really gonna bother me. I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't believe I'm just blanking out on this. I'm glad I forgot this and not the content of my speech. It's Borderlands 2. So right as the camera went off, that's when I remember Borderlands 2, because the last time I got a PC was to play Borderlands 1 with my coworkers. So now it's Borderlands 2. As soon as I have a free weekend, that's all I'm going to do.
Great. Thank you very much.